is Mark, and welcome to those online. So we're going to do two 20-minute meditations. I'll start with kind of a brief intro, and in between the two 20-minute meditations, we have a little talk about a Zen topic. So, I guess my first question is there anybody new to Dharma Bum Temple? Is this your first time here? No? All right. Well, welcome everybody. Repeat visitors. Anyone new to this class? Oh, great. And new to the specific Zen type of meditation? Okay, all right, 3 people, good. So, in Zen meditation, the biggest difference I would say compared to other guided meditations, for example, is that it's silent. So you won't hear me talk for the whole 20 minutes. And it can be challenging having to sit, especially if this is, your first time. I've been doing it for several years and it's still challenging. Because our thoughts can sometimes just, you've heard of monkey mind. Our thoughts can take control and we start thinking about the past, or we start thinking about the future. So we get into these stories in our mind. And so when you don't have a guided meditation, somebody to listen to for your mind to focus on, it's easy to create some other story, like you're just go off and it could be just anything. Work-related, family issues, your drive here, and so in Zen meditation, especially for newcomers or people who have been practicing for a while, is to focus on your breath. Some people who have been doing that for a while, focusing on the in-breath and the out-breath, can progress to just complete, they call it objectless meditation. And so that's the goal, is to just keep coming back every time you catch yourself in some story about the past or the future. Just gently bring yourself back. Don't beat yourself up and say, I suck at this, and forget it. And get up and walk out at the halfway through. So that's another big thing, is just being kind and gentle with yourself. And I, for one, can easily beat myself up over, thinking I'm not doing it right. And, you just get back up and keep meditating, focusing, going back to the breath. And, so there's some other things that help with keeping the mind focused, is your posture. So however you're sitting, whether it's in a chair or on a cushion, helps to sit up straight. Really put your shoulders back a little bit, your torso out a bit, your head in alignment, and with your hands. You can, in most Zen sanghas or Zen centers, they practice a cosmic mudra, which is like this. Your one hand on top of the other, and your thumbs lightly touching. And the idea there is it's another way to help keep yourself focused. If during your meditation you start to nod off, usually your hand posture, your thumbs won't be touching, or your thumbs will start sagging or something. So that's otherwise you can also, put them in your lap or wherever. Your gaze in Zen Buddhism, they recommend that you meditate with your eyes slightly open. And again, that's to keep your mind focused right here, present in the moment. So you're keeping your head up, you're not like down like this, your head's still up, and your eyes are your gaze is downward, in front of you, 3, 4, 5 feet ahead of you. And so if you can't, or if you feel like you have to close your eyes, that's fine. But typically in Zen meditation, we meditate with our eyes slightly open. And thoughts come and go. The object is to not attach to whatever the thoughts coming past. You think of your thoughts as like clouds passing in the sky, and just let them pass and come back to your breath. And the thoughts, the posture, the breath, those are some of the main key components to be aware of. And so I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell 3 times to start and then 1 time to finish. might want to move around a little bit. Readjust. How many people were here last week? 2 people. So Robin had an assignment about mindfulness, was it?
Yeah.
About.
So the assignment was to pick something throughout your week, many things or however many you wanted to, where you could be mindful. So it could be brushing your teeth, just brush your teeth. If you're eating, just eat, those kinds of things. So did anybody remember to do that? Nobody?
Yeah.
You did, okay. What did you do?
I paid attention to brushing my teeth.
Cool.
And that was really exciting.
But you were present, it was exciting.
Very present.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did more at the beginning of the week and kind of tapered off.
So I paid attention to walking my dogs. I left my phone at home, and so it was a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To be present.
especially because there's coyotes everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to keep that practice up.
Thank you.
Somebody over here raise their hand?
I did.
Okay.
Yep, that's what it feels like to wash from the gap. Fantastic.
All right. Well, so let's see. Going to spend a few minutes before our next meditation talking about some Zen topics. And I've been reading this book by Ben Connolly. He is a Buddhist, Soto Zen Buddhist monk at the Minnesota Zen Center in Minneapolis. And it's called Mindfulness and Intimacy. And so I read the chapter on intimacy, like the second chapter, and just took some notes. So he says that intimacy is a close familiarity and friendship, and that the word intimacy means different things to different people. And some people, it brings up feelings of connection and safety, and other people, intimacy brings up some pretty scary feelings and stickily sentimental feelings. Others it may just mean sex, intimacy. Like, yeah, I thought about that. I'm like, yeah, that, how's that relationship? Oh, is it intimate or is it platonic? We say words like that. So, intimacy is often used in Zen in relation to harmony between autonomy and interdependence. So, and I wrote, so I went to Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Autonomy means the quality or state of being self-governing, self-directing freedom, and especially moral independence. And interdependence is the state of being dependent upon one another, mutual dependence, a form of symbiosis. So it's a common theme in Zen is on one hand being autonomous, on the other hand being interdependent. So Zen helps us to identify as individuals who are connected as one individual whole. So intimacy from a Zen perspective fosters compassion, calmness, and joyful action. So I had written down a sort of an assignment if you want to take a moment, or when you, after this class or during the week, think about what does intimacy mean to you? Okay? What does intimacy mean to you? So we generally feel like we exist as being separate from the rest of the universe. Buddhist teachings and practices help us let go of the habit of feeling like we are separate from everything. People who let go, I was just thinking about that as we ended the meditation, that here we are all sitting together in community. In Zen, they call it the Sangha. So just the connectedness that we all have. And for some reason, it seems like practicing Zen meditation, which is called Zazen, it just seems so much easier in a way doing it in community than at home. Although you should be able to do it at home too. But I think coming together in community, at least periodically, at least for me, it helps me at home to stick with my practice. It's like, this is kind of like a booster. So Buddhist teachings and practices help us let go of the habit of feeling like we are separate from everything. People who let go of this habit of alienation report a sense of peace and well-being and tend to devote time to compassionate actions. It's hard to eliminate a sense of separateness, but what we can do is get our sense of separateness in balance with our sense of connection. So again, going back to that autonomy and interdependence. Since intimacy is about harmonizing autonomy and interdependence. So meditation is one of the most powerful practices for breaking this habit of separateness. Other things can help, particularly practices that diminish our focus on getting things for ourselves. So, doing simple tasks with altruistic intentions, cultivating kindness with family, friends, colleagues, ourselves, exploring our capacity to help in other ways, and with social problems like racism, sexism, classism, the natural world, all help with this sense of interconnectedness. Zen teachings say that if we let our mind settle down enough, we will realize that there are no separate things, just a vast interconnected whole. And Zen encourages objectless meditation, which is what we just did for the last 20 minutes. Just realizing intimacy with everything right now. I like that concept of just being intimate with what's happening right now, right here, right now. We're intimate with the moment, which, I don't know, I like that. In objectless meditation, or Zazen, there is no specific thing on which we try to focus, and there is no goal or object of meditation. We just be. Objectless meditation is a non-judgmental, panoramic awareness of what is happening now, sounds, sights, thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, etc. If you try objectless meditation without some previous training, it is likely that your mind will just carry you away on a river of ideas about the future or past. Without some guidance, the mind tends to just do what it habitually does, which is think on and on and on. So in Zen, they usually recommend starting meditation with mindfulness of breathing, which was mentioned earlier at the beginning. And then, as the mind settles, perhaps we let it settle into objectless meditation, even letting go of the focus on the breathing. Although it is difficult to grasp, there is a deep wisdom in objectless meditation. So that's what I have regarding intimacy and Zen Buddhist meditation. Anybody have any thoughts or comments on any of what I just shared? Okay. We'll go ahead and do almost 20 minutes more before we wrap up. end with the dedication of merit. May our intentions equally extend to every being and place. With the true merit of Buddha's way, beings are numberless, I vow to save them. Delusions are inexhaustible, I vow to end them. Dharma gates are endless, I vow to enter them. Buddha's way is unsurpassable, I vow to become it. And Meredith has a few announcements before we end.